Letter to President-elect Donald J. Trump on November 12, 2016. Dear Mr. President-elect Donald Trump, once again, I would humbly congratulate you on your winning the presidential election. In fact, I voted for you. This is the first time I voted for a Republican candidate since I became U.S. citizen 21 years ago, because I believe in your words that you will eliminate communism. Out of the concern that Red China would annex Vietnam and South China Sea, I wrote a letter to President Barack Obama asking for the permission to set up the Republic of Vietnam government in exile on January 28, 2016. I later sent him some other letters asking for help to restore the Republic of Vietnam so that it could be aligned with the U.S. in fighting aggressive Red China and informing him of what was going on in Vietnam. I did not receive any response from him. I believe he unofficially gave me the permission. Thus, I started building up the Republic of Vietnam government in exile. Now that you are taking over the U.S. office of presidency very soon, I would like to send you the request again with your name as U.S. President and the current date to renew the permission to form the Republic of Vietnam government in exile. I would also ask you to liberate the Vietnamese people from Chinese bondage. And the signers of the petition this time are the whole cabinet of the Republic of Vietnam government in exile. I have successfully persuaded several people to join the Republic of Vietnam government in exile so that it could be ready to fulfill its mission of being U.S. ally in stopping the aggressive Red China's ambition to conquer the world. Many brilliant democracy activists in Vietnam and all over the world told me that they appreciate what I'm doing and that they will join the Republic of Vietnam government in exile when I have the official permission from the U.S. President or government. It would be very helpful to the Republic of Vietnam government in exile that we are building up if you could promptly respond to our request. Frankly, I am doing all this because I want to be a responsible Vietnamese American in responding to the aggressive Red China's intention to annex Vietnam and international South China Sea. Red China has not only illegally challenged U.S. core interests, but also threatened the security of the region and the world, including the United States of America. Red China's intention is not only to enslave the Vietnamese people, but also all peoples of the world. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Sincerely, Quang Nguyen, President of the Republic of Vietnam Government in Exile. Phone 408-623-1814. Email nguyenthequangusa@gmail.com. Postal mail 3637 Snell Avenue 157, San Jose, CA 95136, USA. November 12, 2016. Requesting permission to form the Republic of Vietnam government in exile. To U.S. President Donald Trump, U.S. Senators, U.S. Representatives, and U.S. Supreme Court Justices. From Quang Nguyen, President of the Republic of Vietnam government in exile and his cabinet. Subject: requesting permission to operate the Republic of Vietnam government in exile. Date: November 12, 2016. Dear Mr. President and honorable ones, our concern is how to curb China's ambition to transform South China Sea into its own lake. On behalf of the South Vietnamese people, we would like to ask you for the permission to form the Republic of Vietnam government in exile so that it could legally operate in the U.S. and call on the U.S. government to help the Vietnamese people fight against the Communist Chinese invaders and its Viet Cong puppet regime. We believe that helping the Republic of Vietnam government in exile to restore the Republic of Vietnam is one of the important measures to protect American core interests and the world order in the long run. We firmly believe that the return of the Republic of Vietnam is the only solution affordable, reasonable, and justifiable to the region's crisis as well as the security of the world. We are happy that President Obama, as the U.S. Commander-in-Chief, has eventually decided to have the U.S. Navy warships pass within the 12 miles of the artificial islands on South China Sea to confirm freedom of navigation on international waters and space. According to the international maritime laws, no country can claim territorial sovereignty on small islands uninhabitable by nature, like those on the Paracel Island and the Spratly Islands. Thus, military bases on these islands are illegal and should be removed. Rising China's ambition to transform international waters and space into its own lake and sky should be curbed by the international community, of which the U.S. is now the single leading superpower. We are concerned about China's aggression. Its expansionism has been explicitly revealed through the installment of the giant floating oil rig HD 981 in the coastline of Vietnam and the building up of military bases on the Spratly Islands, which could not be considered as sovereign territory like a naturally populated large landmass. In fact, by claiming these islands its sovereign territory, China has challenged the world status quo and the U.S. core interests of freedom and navigation on international waters and space. China is actually threatening the security of the international trade route, upsetting the region's peace and order, and above all challenging the current power supremacy of the U.S. and threatening the security of the U.S. itself. Mr. President and the honorable ones, Vietnam is now facing the threat of being annexed to the rising power of aggressive Red China. If Red China succeeded in annexing Vietnam, it would become much more powerful and surely more troublesome to the world and the U.S. China's expansionism is threatening not only the Vietnamese but also the Americans and the world. As you might have been informed that most Vietnamese people have been struggling for years to set themselves free from communism and from China. On behalf of the Vietnamese all over the world, I would respectfully request that you lead the free world in fighting against aggressive China and in helping us Vietnamese set up a free democratic regime. For now, I would like to ask you for the permission to form the Republic of Vietnam government in exile and the U.S. recognition of it, so that it could legally operate in the U.S., unite organizations opposing Red China, and be an ally of the U.S. government. The Republic of Vietnam government in exile, with help from the U.S., will lead the Vietnamese people fight against the communist Chinese invaders and its Viet Cong puppet regime. We believe that helping set up and recognize the Republic of Vietnam government in exile is one of the most measures to protect American core interests and the world order in the long run. We firmly believe that the return of the Republic of Vietnam government is the only solution affordable, reasonable, and justifiable to the region's crisis. Democracy is beneficial to everyone except for the small number of high-ranked Chinese and Vietnamese communist leaders who are torturing their people. You are the liberators that we can rely on to save us from Chinese domination and at the same time set us free from communism. We have suffered from communist tyranny for too long. We are looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much for your consideration. Sincerely yours, Nguyễn Thế Quang, President of the Republic of Vietnam Government in Exile. Phone 408-623-1814. Email Nguyễn Thế Quang USA@gmail.com, Postal Mail 3637 Snell Avenue 157, San Jose, CA 95136, USA, November 12, 2016.
Cộng sản hóa quốc gia đến ngày giải phóng, đồng lòng cùng vì sinh cái gì mà sao, vì tương lai của dân cùng sống và khói lên, làm sao cho nhân dân từ nay luôn vững bền.